My sister was getting married, and everyone in the family was excited, except me because I wasn't even invited. When I first saw the message on my phone, I thought it was a mistake. Maybe something got mixed up. But no, it was real. She actually said they had to make some tough cuts and hoped I would understand. But how could I understand that my own sister had cut me out of the most important day of her life, like I was some stranger or distant cousin? I wasn't just a name on the list. I was her brother, the same brother who stood by her through everything, every breakup, every tear, every time she needed a ride or a shoulder or just someone to talk to. It was always me. So now, sitting on the edge of my bed, reading that message over and over, I felt something break inside. I didn't even feel angry yet, just numb. Like maybe if I stared at the words long enough, they'd start to make sense. I called my mum, hoping she'd say it was a mix-up. But the second she picked up and said, "Hey, sweetheart, what's up?" I knew I wasn't wrong. I asked her straight why Emily didn't invite me. And there was this tiny pause, and then she said, "Oh, honey," with that tone she always used when she thought I was being too sensitive. "It's just a wedding," she said. "Don't make it a big deal. Just a wedding." That's what she said, like it was some random party down the street. I told her what about the 150 people Emily posted about on Instagram, and she laughed nervously. "Well, weddings are expensive. Maybe they thought you wouldn't mind." I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. Wouldn't mind. I asked Mum, how could I not mind? After everything I've done for her, after paying her rent, after helping her move twice, after staying up with her during her worst nights. I told her all of that, and she still just sighed and told me to stop being dramatic. "You're overreacting," she said again. Right there in that moment, I knew how this would play out again. They'd expect me to let it go. Emily would give me some weak apology. Mum would act like it never happened, and somehow I'd be the bad guy if I didn't forgive them. But not this time. This time, something inside me snapped. If they didn't want me at that wedding, then fine. I wasn't going. I opened my laptop and started looking for flights. And let me tell you something. If I wasn't good enough for their special day, I was definitely good enough to treat myself to a special week. By the way, if you're watching this and ever felt like your family made you feel small or invisible or just not enough, maybe it's time to do something bold for yourself, something that reminds you you're worth celebrating too. Hit that like button if you've ever said enough is enough. So yeah, I booked the trip in less than an hour. 5-star resort, right. On the beach, ocean view, private car service, spa. Everything I'd always talked myself out of going before said it was too expensive, too unnecessary. But this time I was done making excuses. I wasn't just booking a vacation, I was making a statement. And when the wedding day came and they were all dressing up and smiling for pictures, I was already flying first class, sipping champagne and smiling for my own reasons. I posted a picture, legs stretched out, drink in hand, and wrote, "Guess. I got cut from the guest list, but I think I'll survive." Some of my cousins sent laughing emojis. My aunt, the only one who ever really understood me, said, "Good for you, should have taken me with you." But the best reply came from my mum, 3 texts in a row. "Where are you? Are you seriously skipping your sister's wedding over this? You're being petty." She said that like this wasn't years of being overlooked, like this wasn't a lifetime of me showing up while they forgot to even notice me. I sent her a photo of the beach with the whitest sand and the clearest blue water and the kind of sky that makes you believe in peace again. Then I turned off my phone. No more guilt, no more pretending everything was fine. This time I wasn't choosing them. I was choosing me, and for the first time in years, that felt right. By the time I got to the resort, that warm tropical air hit my face, and it smelled like salt and flowers and freedom, and there was a black SUV waiting just for me. Cold drinks, soft towels, peace at last. Yeah, this felt way better than any wedding ever could as we drove along the coast. All I could think about was how right I had been. While back home my family was probably getting ready for the big day, my mum was most likely busy making up stories to explain why I wasn't there. My sister was probably laughing with her bridesmaids, acting like she never had a brother, but out here things were different. I wasn't some side character anymore. I was finally the main one, and honestly, it felt incredible. We pulled up to the resort, and I swear it was like stepping into a dream. The lobby was wide open with massive palm trees inside, and the sea breeze just flowed right through the place, the kind of spot where they hand you a cocktail before you even check in. I was already sold. And then I saw my room. It had floor-to-ceiling windows and a private balcony with a view that made me forget everything, plus the biggest, softest bed I had ever laid eyes on. I tossed my bag on the floor, stepped outside, and just stood there soaking it all in the salty air, the sound of the waves, the warmth of the sun. It was like the world finally understood what I needed. Then, just to make things a little fun, I snapped a photo of the view and posted it with a caption that said, "When one door closes, another opens, preferably to a beachside suite with unlimited margaritas." I knew it would make its way back to my family. And you know what? I hoped it did. Maybe now they'd understand what it felt like to be the one left out, and the truth is I was just getting started my first full day. There was honestly perfect. I started with room service pancakes that were so fluffy they melted in my mouth, fresh fruit and coffee, so smooth it ruined every other cup I'd ever had for good. And after that I did whatever I wanted. No drama, no stress, no being the forgotten sibling. Just me, the sun, and pure relaxation by the afternoon. I was chilling on a sunbed beside an infinity pool, martini in hand, watching the waves come in and laughing at all the comments flooding my socials. Cousin Jake was like, "Bro, where are you?" Even Aunt Lisa said, "Okay, now you're just showing off." And a guy I barely knew from college commented, "Dude, invite me next time." Then a new notification popped up that really made me smirk. "Emily saw your story." Oh, so now I had her attention. I could just picture her in that bridal suite, sipping some cheap champagne, scrolling through her feed, and suddenly seeing me living it up while she was probably freaking out about flower arrangements. It was just too perfect. I leaned back, smiled, and whispered, "Enjoy your special day, sis. Hope it's everything you dreamed of." But then, just as the sun started to set, something weird happened. My phone lit up like crazy. At first, I figured it was more reactions to my photos, but then I saw the names calling and texting Mum. Emily, Cousin Jake, even Uncle Rob. The calls wouldn't stop. Neither would the messages. I was curious, so I opened my phone. The first message I saw was from my mum saying, "Call me. It's an emergency." An emergency? Really, during the wedding? I sighed. But then I saw Jake's message. "Dude, you're not going to believe what just happened." Now that caught my attention. I sat up, opened the rest of the messages, and wow, turns out the universe decided to gift me the best wedding present ever. Apparently, Emily's perfect wedding blew up in the most dramatic way possible. Text after text came in, and I could hardly believe it. Jake wrote, "Bro, you dodged a bullet." Mum said, "Call me right now. This is a family crisis." Emily texted, "Please, where are you? I need you." I leaned back in my chair, took another sip of my drink and kept scrolling. Then came the message that made me laugh so hard I nearly choked on my cocktail. According to cousin Melissa, the groom straight up walked out. I couldn't believe it. I had to confirm, so I texted Jake. "What do you mean? He left." Jake wrote, "Dude, during the reception, full meltdown. They had a huge fight. He yelled at her in front of everyone, and then just walked out." No joke. Then he added Uncle Rob, and Dad started screaming at each other about who was ruining the family. Grandma cried the bar shut down early. It's a disaster. I swear I could have toasted to the moment my sister banned me from attending, thought she didn't need me, and now I was the first person they all ran to for help. My mom's voice echoed in my head. "You need to fix this. Emily is devastated." "Yeah, no thanks." I opened Emily's latest message. "Answer your phone, please. I need you." Oh, now I was important. I smiled and replied, "Sorry, I'm a little busy enjoying my overreaction. Hope the wedding was fun." Then I blocked her number. I blocked my mom too, and just to be safe, I blocked Jake, because I could already see them trying to rope him in for some guilt trip mission. Then I turned my phone on, Do Not Disturb, waved to the bartender and ordered another drink while my family fell apart back home. I was in paradise, and for once, it wasn't my problem. The next morning, I woke up to the sound of waves crashing outside and the smell of ocean air and tropical flowers floating in through the balcony doors. I stretched, yawned, and smiled. For one perfect minute, I almost forgot the madness waiting back home. Almost then, I picked up my phone. Even with all those blocks, I still had over 20 missed calls from random numbers. And yeah, a few voicemails slipped through. Despite knowing better, I played one. My mom's voice was frantic. "I don't know what you think you're doing, but this isn't the time for one of your tantrums. Your sister is heartbroken, and this family needs to stay united." I rolled my eyes and deleted it. Next one. Emily was crying. "I don't understand why you're doing this. You're my brother. I need you. Please just call me back." Nope. Delete the third one. Actually made me laugh. Jake was whisper. Like he was hiding, "Dude, Mom and Aunt Lisa are planning to show up at your apartment when you get back. Also, Grandma keeps saying the wedding was cursed because you weren't there. It's hilarious, that one. I saved." I tossed my phone onto the bed, stepped out onto the balcony, and took in the view. The sun was rising and casting golden light across the ocean. I breathed deep and felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Peace back home. They were scrambling, trying to control the chaos, but I was here sipping espresso in a bathrobe, feeling like I had finally won. For the first time, they were experiencing what I went through, being ignored, forgotten, left out. The irony was almost too good. I grabbed my phone, snapped a picture of my breakfast, fluffy pancakes again, fresh fruit, a mimosa so bright it could blind someone, and posted it with the caption starting my day, "Stress-free, hope everyone back home is doing okay." Then I scrolled through my blocked messages and smiled at all the missed calls, ordered another mimosa, and settled back under my cabana. I wasn't planning on going back to fix anything. They made their mess, they could clean it up themselves around midday. My phone buzzed again. This time it was from cousin Melissa. She said, "Okay, I know you're mad. And honestly, you should be. But you have to hear what happened after the wedding, call me. You're going to love this." I raised an eyebrow. Melissa was the only one in the family with any common sense, so if she said it was worth hearing, I figured, maybe I'd listen. I called her back, and she picked up on the first ring. "Oh my God, you're finally answering," she said, nearly screaming. "Okay, are you sitting down?" I looked around from my quiet cabana. The ocean stretched endlessly in front of me, waves crashing soft and slow, the sky glowing orange, my drink cold in my hand. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled. "Yeah, I think I'm in a good place now. Whatever comes next, let it come." Melissa let out a small laugh through the phone. "Okay." So after the groom took off, Emily completely lost it. And I mean completely. Not just crying. She started screaming, tossing flowers and yelling at the guests. I grinned and shook my head. "Sounds like her." Melissa kept going, her voice bubbling. Everyone was trying to calm her down. And then Aunt Lisa whispered something to Mom that made her snap. Lisa said the whole disaster could have been avoided if you'd been there. I sat up. "Wait, what?" Melissa giggled. "Yep. She said you've always been the only one who could talk Emily down, and that if you had been there, you would have fixed it, just like always." I burst out laughing. "So let me get this right. The same family that shut me out of the wedding is now blaming me for not being there to save it." "Oh, it gets better," Melissa said. Mom told Lisa she was ridiculous. They started yelling back and forth. Then Grandma jumped in, saying Emily cursed the universe by not inviting her brother. I almost choked on my drink. Melissa was cracking up now. Grandma actually stood up and told Emily in front of everyone, "If you'd respected your family, maybe you wouldn't be standing here alone in your wedding dress right now." I leaned back, laughing. "Wow, that's so poetic." Melissa went on. "And get this, Mom tried to talk to the groom's family to fix things, and his mom just smiled and said, 'This is your problem now.' I had to put my drink down. I was laughing so hard." "So where does that leave Emily?" I asked. Melissa sighed. She's crying, still blaming everyone but herself, trying to throw together some last-minute backup plan. But honestly, she's not coming back from this. I shook my head, still smiling. "You know what? The best part is." "What?" she asked. I took a slow sip from my glass. "I just don't care." Melissa burst into laughter. Girl, honestly, I don't blame you. I just knew you'd love knowing karma finally showed up. Oh, I love it. I told her thanks for calling. No problem. She said, enjoy your vacation. And for the record, you did the right thing. I hung up and sat there, soaking in the moment, more satisfied than I'd been in years. They wanted a wedding without me, and now they got what they deserved, a complete disaster. I raised my glass to the sky and toasted to the best decision I've ever made. Then I turned off my phone, leaned back, and let the beach breeze carry away the last pieces of my guilt. That whole evening, I didn't look at my phone. I booked a sunset cruise, had a perfect 5-star dinner by the ocean, and just existed peacefully. My family was cleaning up their mess, and I was savoring the juiciest steak I'd ever had for a second. I wondered, maybe I should feel bad for her, but then I remembered how fast she shut me out, and I took another sip of wine, snapped one last photo of the ocean, and posted it with the caption, "Zero regrets." If you're still watching this, and you've ever felt like you're the one holding everything together, like you're the only one who shows up for everyone else, maybe it's time to show up for yourself. Instead, hit that subscribe button and stick around for more stories like this, because sometimes choosing peace is the most powerful thing you can do. I turned off my phone again, let them stew. I was no longer their fixer, their doormat, or their backup plan. The next morning, I woke up lighter than I'd felt in years. No guilt, no calls, no family chaos, just me. The sound of the waves and a full day of doing whatever I wanted. I stretched, ordered breakfast, and out of curiosity, I turned my phone on. Mistake within seconds, the notifications hit. Mum saying, stop being childish and call me Emily. Saying, you're selfish, I'm heartbroken. Do you even care, an unknown number? Probably Aunt Lisa saying we need to fix this before it's too late. I rolled my eyes. It's funny how fast they went from excluding me to expecting me to fix everything again. Then one message stood out. It was Melissa. Okay, I know you're ignoring everyone, but just so you know, Mum's trying to organize a family talk when you get back. I laughed out loud. Oh, they actually think I'm coming back, like nothing happened, like I'll just let them guilt trip me and pretend all is fine. Yeah, no, I replied to Melissa. Thanks for the heads up, but I won't be there, she answered. Wait, what? What do you mean? I wrote back. I'm extending my trip. They wanted me gone. Well now, I'm really gone. Her reply came fast. Oh, wow, that's iconic. Tell me everything. When you get back, whenever that is. Lol, I grinned. Set my phone down, grabbed my laptop and clicked a few buttons, just like that. My trip was extended for another whole week. No family, no drama, no fake apologies, just peace. And finally, they couldn't take that from me before heading out to the beach. I sent one last message to Mom and Emily. Oh, now you want me around. Sorry, I'm too busy enjoying life and watching you clean up your own messes, and then I blocked their numbers for good. I ordered another drink, let the sun warm my face. No regrets, no guilt, no second thoughts, just quiet joy and freedom. And let me tell you, it was the best decision I have ever made. Thank you so much for watching this. If you've ever been made to feel like the problem, just because you didn't sacrifice yourself for others, drop a comment below and tell us your story. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon, because you deserve peace too, and we've got more stories that'll remind you just how strong you really are.